Do you want natural or dramatic lashes? That is not a consultation, folks. And I'm here to tell you why we need to do a consultation and how to do a proper consultation to ensure every one of your clients leaves happy every single time. Hey LAshX family, today we're talking about the art of the lash consultation. So after my new client comes in and fills out their consent form, we have them clean their eyes and then we do what's called the Analyze and Consult. What the Analyze and Consult or consultation is, it's basically we're analyzing several things about them and then we're consulting by asking a series of questions to determine their best look to ensure that they'll be happy. So I'm going to go through the details of how I do that today exactly with every client. So first we're going to analyze their face. So what I'm looking for when we do the analyze, we're going to look at their bone structure. If their bones are more prominent and their eye is set back or set forward, we're going to look at the corner of the eye and does it meet in a downward position or an upward position? And the shape of their eye, are they more rounded or more almond shaped? We're also going to look at their lash health and their skin health. Make sure there's no abrasions on the skin, they're not having any dryness or anything that would irritate the eye area. And we're going to look for damage that might affect our application today or anything that might be going wrong from maybe another lash place or another form of fake lashes or lash perm that could have possibly caused damage. So we're going to analyze their health. We're also going to analyze their natural texture, length, and volume, as well as the curl. So where the first part of that consultation is the analyze, while we're thinking about everything in our head, the second part is the consultation. We're going to ask a series of questions. I like to think of it as an upside down pyramid that starts pretty general and gets very specific, so we know exactly what it is that client's looking for. And at the beginning of the video, I said natural or dramatic. And the reason we don't just ask our client if they want natural or dramatic is because in my experience, everyone has a really varied range on what that means. And I know those of you who have been doing lashes for a while have had that client that comes in and says they want them so natural, and you do the most beautiful natural set and they get up and what they really wanted was crazy mega volume. So we've all had those frustrations. And what the worst part of that is if the client's not happy, for us, we don't want them to leave sad, but we also usually have a client booked right after. So it's one of these stressful situations where we either have to take them all off and try to redo them and then we're late for the rest of our day, or the client leaves unhappy. So by learning to do this analyze and consult, you're going to prevent that from happening. So the first question I like to ask is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how dramatic do you want to be? This tells me a lot more information than just saying natural or dramatic. And I always give the example when I did a lot more makeup, I'd ask someone, they say, I want a natural look. And I'd do what I thought was a natural look. And then they'd say, well, I want a smoky eye and red lipstick. So we all have a different idea of what's natural. So we want to know on the scale of where they're at. So if they say they want a 10, that tells me something. If they say they want a 1, that tells me something. And if they say they want a 5, that tells me something else. So that really helps me to know where they are on the scale. Then the next question I'd ask is, do you want length, volume, or both? That's going to help me determine they might want to be a 10, but maybe they only want volume. Or maybe they're a 10 and they only want length. Maybe they're a 1 and they want a little bit of both. So we want to know, do they want length, volume, or both? The next question we're going to ask them is about shape. So typically people want what's opposite of their natural shape. People's eye shapes tend to be either more almond shaped or more round. And typically they like a lash pattern that complements that. So it's opposite. So if they have a more almond shaped eye, typically those people like length through the center of their eye, which will open the eye up more round. And if they have a rounder eye, they typically like more of a lift to the outer corner. And of course we can modify that for their eye shape. But we want to ask them, because we can assume if they have almond shaped eye that they want to open their eye up more round, but it might be that they want a really exotic look and they really want to accentuate the almond shape and do a cat eye. So we need to ask them which shape they want. And of course, guys, there's bazillions of lash patterns out there. This is just to get a general idea of what they're going for. It doesn't mean every single client has to be doe-eyed or cat-eyed. It just gives you an idea of what shape they're looking for. So then you want to find out about the curl. So of course, we've already analyzed what their natural lash is doing, but we want an idea of what they like. Do they normally use a lash curler or do they normally perm their lashes? That might give us a sense that they want to have a lot of curl. Or, you can just ask them how much lift they want. And remember, depending on the eye shape and how far or back set the eye is, the curl could hit the brow bone or the lid, which we don't want. So you want to take that into consideration when you're deciding which curl is best for them. We want to ask about color. So don't assume that everybody wants to be black, although most people do. Sometimes people have really light hair and they prefer to be a brown or a dark brown, or sometimes people are redheaded and they like that burgundy brown mix. Maybe they're going to Coachella and they want a rainbow. Maybe they have that jet black hair and they want some blue highlights or pops of purple. Those of you that know me know I like to do my purple ombre. So you got to ask about what color they want and don't just assume black. Doing these steps to really customize the service for your client gives them that couture experience that takes your business to the next level. Also, before I even start the service, when I've asked all these questions, I've explained the consent form and I've taught my client how to clean their lashes. Before I've even started working on them, they already are trusting me and know I really know what I'm doing. So it's a great way to build trust with your client and help them relax for the actual service. The third part of that consultation is to document everything. Not only do you want to document their lash health and what's naturally going on for them so we could track progress, we want to document what you've discussed, what they would like, and then the final formula you decided on. The reason it's important to write down this formula is because maybe you work with other lash artists and they might be covering your clients and they want to know exactly what you did if you're out sick. Or maybe your client goes off and they travel the world and their lashes fall off and they want you to repeat exactly what you did last time. If you don't have a written record, you may not remember. Sometimes I've even had clients say they want to go back to the look we did 2 times ago. And it's really nice to have that all documented so I don't have to make up or guess what we did, because I just have too many clients, as I'm sure you do, to remember every single person's specific formula on every visit. Some of my clients have been coming to me for, since 2006. So I couldn't possibly remember every formula we did, but I am tracking in their file their lash health, their growth, and what looks we're doing over the process. So if they ever want to go back to something, we can. Also, when they come in for their fill, I can reference it by saying, last time we did a cat eye, we did a classic look, we did a C.20 feathery look. Are we doing that again? Or are there any notes or tweaks you'd like to make today? And I know exactly what we did, even if they have 1 hair left. The last and final part of the consultation is verbalizing this back to the client. So you're gonna say, what I see is this. Then you're gonna say sounds like you're requesting is that. And what we recommend is XYZ. So it sounds like what you're asking for is this curl, this length, this volume, this style, this shape. Repeat it all back, get the very specifics to the client and get that verbal okay. And then no matter what, you're covered, you did what they asked for. If they see them and change their mind, then you can fill them or fix them at their next visit or make a new appointment for them. And you're not gonna feel obligated to stay late trying to fix it so that they leave happy. I hope this video brings you guys massive value, helps clean up your day, helps keep you on schedule. We'd love to inspire and educate. That's our goal with our videos, whether or not you use our brand or not. We'd love to hear your comments below. Like and subscribe if it's brought you value. I'm going to put the show notes below to all the resources and things we talked about today. So you can click on that. You'll see my actual consultation form and you could download that if you want. I wish you guys all an awesome week. Thank you so much for joining us and being part of the LAshX family.